Alright, today's lesson is on solving expressions. One thing that we need to remember when we're solving expressions is a variable. A variable is a letter that is represented by a number. So it's the letter that's just representing any number that can be substituted in for it. Something else that we need to make sure that we pay attention to is AB is equal to A times B. This is a multiplication problem. It is not the numbers put together, so it needs to be multiplication. Alright, let's work through some examples here. So I have 2A plus BC minus AC. I have A equals 4, B equals 3. C equals 1. I'm going to make a substitution in here for each one of the values. So I'm going to put 4 in where the A is. So I really have here 2 times 4 plus my B, which is 3. So plus 3 times my C, which is 1. And then minus my A, which is 4, times my C, which is 1. Okay, while I work through this problem to solve it, I need to do order of operations. So PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. Okay, so I'm going to use that parentheses, no, exponents, no, multiplication or division, which comes first. Multiplication in this problem, 2 times 4, which is 8. And then I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem. And now I can do 3 times 1, which is going to give me 3. And again, I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem. And 4 times 1 is my last multiplication problem. And I copy down the rest of the problem. Now, I'm done with my multiplication and division, so I'm left with addition or subtraction, whichever comes first. So in this problem, 8 plus 3 is going to come first, so I'm going to do that first. So 8 plus 3 is going to give me 11. 11 minus 4, I'm going to copy the rest of the problem. 11 minus 4 is going to give me 7. So my final answer will be 7. Next problem is W minus XY plus 3X. W is equal to 10, X is equal to 2, Y is equal to 4. Now we're going to go ahead and make our substitutions. So W is going to be 10 minus X, which is 2, my Y, so it's times 4, plus 3 times my X value, which is going to be 2. Okay? And again, I can write out PEMDAS because that's what I'm going to use to solve the problem. Parentheses, no. Exponents, no. Multiplication or division, whichever comes first. 10 is not any operation. It's 10 minus 2 times 4. So therefore I'm going to do the 2 times 4 first. 2 times 4 is going to give me 8, and I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem, so I'm only doing one step per line. My last multiplication part is 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is going to give me 6, and I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem. The next step that I want to do is 8 times, sorry, that's not right. I need to do 10 minus 8. So I'm going to take 10 minus 8, and I'm going to subtract those, so that's going to give me 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6 then, should cross off that I'm done with my multiplication and division. 2 plus 6 then will give me a final answer of 8. Okay, I have one more example for you. it may be beneficial for you to pause the video so that you can have an opportunity to work through this and then check your answer. One thing that I do want to point out is that this is a negative 2. M is equal to negative 2. So in this problem, Mn plus Pn plus Mpn. Okay, so I'm going to make my substitutions in M equals negative 2, N equals 3, P equals 4. So I have a negative 2 times my N value, which is 3, plus my P value, which is 4, times N, which is going to be 3. And then again, I have my M value, which is negative 2. And I'm just putting parentheses around the negative 2 just to make sure I separate it from everything else and I don't get that negative sign confused. So P is now 4, N is 3. Okay, my order of operations, I'm going to do all the multiplication first in this problem. Remember, a negative times a positive, that's going to give me a negative, so negative 6 plus 4 times 3 plus negative 2, is this still plus, times 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is going to give me 12. I'm going to copy everything else down again. Times 4 times 3. Don't forget my plus negative 6 over here. Okay, now with 3 numbers multiplying, it doesn't matter which order I go in. I can multiply my 2 positive numbers together first, or I can multiply the negative 2 times the 4. So that's going to give me a negative 8 times 3. And then if I just copy everything else down, negative 8 times 3 is now going to give me a negative 24. And here's where I want to make sure I put parentheses around so I don't get confused with that plus sign. And again, now I'm going to work from left to right. And negative 6 plus 12, I need to do subtraction with that because those are 2 different signs. So 12 is greater, the absolute value of 12 is larger than the absolute value of negative 6. So I'm going to be left with a 6 plus negative 24. So 6 plus a negative 24, again, I'm going to have to subtract. So now the absolute value of negative 24 is more than 6. So that's going to give me an answer of negative 18. Hopefully after watching this video that helps you to understand how to make your substitutions in when solving an expression. Have a good day.